and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about something that we've been discussing lately, even with our neighbors and people around who have backyard chickens, and that is chicken molting. I really want to dive into this because for anyone who is new to having chickens like we are, this is something that can be like a big cause of concern and something very confusing if you're not used to what it all entails. So we have been learning and diving into what the molting process looks like, why it comes, how it happens, what we should look for, and what we should do in the process, and we're going to share it all with you. So the molting process will start after they have been laying eggs for a year. As long as they're happy and healthy, that's generally when it will start. So any chickens that you have that are past a year of laying eggs, you should probably beware that you might start seeing some feathers in the coop. You might start seeing them look really sad and thinning out, losing their tail even, losing a lot of feathers around their neck. We noticed the first signs of it by feathers in their coop. We thought maybe they were fighting, but like I said, not a cause of concern. This is something that will happen to them once a year. So here are some of our girlies in here, and this one right here is the one that we have noticed is molting. So molting is the process of losing feathers and regaining their feathers. So they do this once a year, and the scary part is that it can look like they're just losing feathers, and that can sometimes trigger people to be nervous. Are they sick? Are they getting hurt, injured? Are they being attacked? Are they picking out their feathers? Is there a stress or is there a reason? But the molting process is totally normal and natural. Let me flip this around and let you guys know some more. Now the process can be quick and it can also take long. So it can be anywhere from 3 to 16 weeks for them to fully lose the feathers that they're going to lose that year and to regrow new ones. The most important thing is that you keep up on their protein intake. Their feathers are actually 85% protein. So they are spending a ton of protein and energy in their bodies to regrow their healthy new feathers that is going to keep them warm, keep them safe, keep them clean, and of course keep them healthy. Adding extra protein in their diet can be through scrambled eggs. You can literally re-cook their eggs for them. But also there's a lot of other things like mealworms and seeds, like sunflower seeds are really good ways to get them some of that extra protein. Even cooked meat, even extras from your house. There's a lot of good ways to do it. We do a lot of kitchen scraps around here, and making sure they get that protein is going to help them molt quickly. The reason why you also want them to molt quickly is because while they're molting, they are not going to be laying you eggs. So for us, we do have 5 chickens, and for the last few weeks we have only gotten about 2 to 3 eggs a day. There's even been one day that we didn't get any, and that is because they're spending, like we said, that energy in their bodies and that protein that they have on making new feathers and not on making eggs. So there will be a short period of time each year that you have your chickens that you will not be getting very many eggs. Of course, the more chickens that you have, the more eggs you'll potentially get. But I have heard from people who have 20 plus chickens that are all molting at the same time, and they're getting maybe 1 or 2 eggs a day as well. So we have young chickens, and since we do have young chickens, a few of them are not molting. So they're still laying the eggs, but the ones that are molting are not. Molting is not something to be scared of, not something to worry about. But like I said, it's just something to take precaution in making sure that your chickens stay healthy. Let's open this because I want to see if there's any of their feathers in here. Yep, you can see there's feathers all over. So feather, feather. They're kind of got dug up in here. Feather, feather. But that is where we started noticing. You can see even by where they lay the eggs, look at all those feathers. And that is something we did not see before they started to molt. So definitely made us a little bit nervous to see those feathers, hoping that they were okay, but they are perfectly fine. They're just losing some feathers to regain some new ones. We are here in Tampa Bay, Florida, but the molting process doesn't change too much depending on where you live. I've heard and researched from people from Alaska all the way to Texas and California who have chickens. It's all basically the same. So they will molt once a year. They will decrease their egg production during that time. They will lose their feathers and they will start to regain them. And also they will take anywhere from 3 to 16 weeks to do so. The faster and better they can do it is going to be dependent on how much protein you give them. So if you want to kind of speed up the process, make sure they're doing it quickly and efficiently, then adding that protein will be great. And another thing to also remember is if you happen to be anywhere that is not so warm, like here it is still 80 degrees during the day. My chickens are not cold from losing their feathers. However, if you happen to be somewhere that is chilly and they're losing their feathers, it is very important to keep them warm. So I know sometimes people may keep them in their coop for longer. That keeps the heat insulated. They even make chicken blankets and chicken jackets and people hook around them to keep them insulated and warm. So there's a few different things you can do, and you can do that research. Of course, we don't have to worry about that here in Central Florida, but if that is something that you are worried about because it may be getting chilly where you're at and they are bare, then that is something you want to look into as well. Also, there might be a difference year to year on how many feathers they lose. So ours doesn't look like she's losing too many, and I think that is because she's still a young chicken, but there are chickens that will go completely bare, have a bare neck, no tail, and it can look kind of scary, especially when you've been hoping and keeping your birds nice and healthy, and then you start to see that. It can be worrisome. Do not worry, it will go by quickly. Feed them well, keep them happy, keep them stress-free, and they will start making eggs for you again very soon. The next thing to make sure you realize is that this is going to generally start happening when the days of the year get shorter. So I think instinctually I thought that maybe it was when they were hot or something like that, but it has nothing to do with the weather, because no matter where your chickens are in the country or in the different climates, they are going to molt around this time of year, which it's kind of October, November, December is what I'm hearing is the most common time for them to molt. So they start to go off of the change of the day. So the change in time when the days get shorter, they start to drop some of those feathers to regain some new ones. If there's anything else you want to know about the process, I would love to answer them. So just leave a comment down below. I'm letting them run around the yard now, but I wanted to see if I could get to show you Maple. She is our one that is molting. This is her right here. It's hard to even tell, but her tail's definitely thinning out, but she still looks pretty good all over. So that's definitely one of those things that is going to change from chicken to chicken and from how old they are. These other girlies are still pretty young. And yeah, I think that it will be different next year. So I'll definitely follow up with how they're doing next year and what to look out for. But if you have any questions, please let us know. We would absolutely love to answer them. And in the meantime, happy backyard chickening.